fucking long his neck is. Argos. Look at that thing. Your neck. It's like a giraffe. So I just came in. I needs to go get Argos still, but oh my god. So I didn't get one of the most notoriously haunted because oh, I don't like that. Because this is like the pet friendly one. There's only like 4 of them. What the heck? Like someone's scratching to get out of here. I was gonna maybe take a bath, but I think not.
With Karen, obviously, but I think we need to make sure that we don't show her this tonight.
Hot pocket.
I agree.
Although I'm
right
trying
time.
to look at ordering food. He's sleeping below some clowns. I might take this bed, although they're both probably equally gross. Argos is just happy. And this time I actually
So one of the things that she was explaining at the same time was the
and
sort
my
of boy,
voice recorder.
the spirit boy,
There is a
would show up.
ghost tour at 8. I'm not sure. I think I'll do it. Like, part of me just wanted to do it by myself, but to any of the spirits here, you're welcome to chill with me and Argos. We're a friendly bunch. If you scare the fuck out of me, we can't be friends. So we're here at the Club Motel. The room we got is a pet-friendly one, and they only have like a couple. So like the main big like haunted rooms, I wasn't able to book. And in general, they're not like the nicest rooms at all. But yeah, this one I can have Argos, who's napping. He's really tired. But yeah, I mean, if this place is haunted, all the rooms are gonna be haunted. It's not just like the big, scary, specific rooms. So yeah, I've just been sitting here in the dark. I just turned a light on because otherwise you can't really see me very well. But I put out some balloons. So, clowns and balloons, they go hand in hand. If they want to move, they can move, If there's anybody here, any spirits, and you want to play, I have 3 balloons here. And I have the heat blasting. So if they were going to move, they would have moved already. But they haven't. This one right here on the top shelf, if you can push that one off, that would be impressive. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit here. At least until my food gets here. So I ordered food and she said like it would be like 30 minutes. So I wasn't expecting it for like another 15 minutes, and I'm like asking questions and like staring at the balloons. And all of a sudden I see a big dark shadow go across the window. It's just a delivery guy. I almost shit my pants there for a second. I'm bored. I need somebody to talk to.
He told me.
Who told you? I didn't know my volume was that loud. Who told you? Did they tell you about me? Okay, it says I have more words on here, so there's more words to choose from.
Teresa.
Teresa? Is that your name? I'm Katie. Do you want to talk, Teresa? It's just me here. And my buddy Argos. But he's harmless. I'm here to listen.
I'm not sure how.
You're not sure how to communicate? Seems like you're using the device okay. You just have to select words. Do you live here?
Peak.
Peak?
Please leave.
I paid for the whole night, so I have to stay. So yeah, basically, this is where I lost audio for like the whole night. I think my microphone died, which is weird because I charged it. But anyway, the dude handed me an EMF meter and told me to point it at these certain things in the room. And yeah, it did spike. I mean, you can see here. But I don't know. There's so many things that can actually throw this meter off. That's why it's not my favorite. But yeah, the paintings were actually really cool in here. I think this is where it would spike near certain objects in the room, like the mirror that I'm going to now. Yeah, see, it turns red. I'm always skeptical, though, of like, I don't know. Obviously, they're making money off these things, so I don't know if they try to influence it in any way. Yeah, and the dude was just saying something like, oh, you can see handprints and stuff in the pillows and the bed, and I'm like, I don't know, dude, I'm not seeing it. And he would set a cat ball down and be like, oh, look, it's going off, but I don't know. I mean, they go off for a while after you touch them, so I don't know. Basically, the whole ghost hunt is just like a tour. Ideally, I would have done it by myself, but But yeah, doing the tour allowed me access to these other rooms that weren't mine, that, you know, if you want access to, you either have to do the tour or pay for the room. So, you know, I was only paying for one room. So I thought, you know, why not? And I got to go with these two other ladies who are from Alaska. And the one girl after the tour, we actually ended up going back to the cemetery without the tour guide and everything, because she was into all this stuff. And I was like, I have a voice recorder and I think we should take it to the cemetery. So we did that. So that comes a little bit later in the video. Yeah, basically what you're just going to see is just the EMF. I mean, that's all that's really happening in these rooms here. It does spike pretty high though. So that was kind of cool. And again, there's another cat ball that he just set down going off. Yeah, so I wasn't really all that excited for that, and I think you could see it goes off. So I decided to try out this Ghost Tube app that you can download onto your phone. And so this is what I'm using here, and I use for pretty much the whole thing because I can just let it run and record. And you can see it said ant, and then here coming up, it does kind of correlate. I am super skeptical of these iPhone apps, basically, because, I mean, they can be programmed to say similar things, right? Now it's saying uncle. So is it saying aunt and it's programmed to also say uncle? I don't know. So basically, it's all up for debate. It's fun to try though. And here you're probably gonna be motion sick from me filming down the stairs. This is probably one of the best pieces of evidence I got so far from this trip. Yeah, you can see it spikes. Once you hit the threshold of the cemetery, it'll spike, and then I'm just trying to reset it by like walking away. Yeah, I just gotta hold it like way away. Then it comes back down. Okay, now I'm crossing threshold and it flies back up again. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But yeah, now we're in the cemetery. He's just kind of showing us some of the more famous graves, or the ones that are most active. So this was Big Bill's grave. This is the guy that there was this big fire and he basically like saved a bunch of people and sacrificed his own life. But he was a pretty famous guy here. So to see his grave was pretty cool. I don't recall anything really happening. But we did go back later. Okay, I know you can't see anything here, but you can see that it says pendant. And like this was within minutes of just entering the cemetery, maybe less than minutes. We just walked in and it says pendant. And then I believe, it says stop recording, Margaret. Like it just starts shooting out like a bunch of words. Meanwhile, like we've been on this tour and it's only said a few things so far. But as soon as we got into the cemetery, it just started like shooting out all these things. And like earlier in my hotel room, it did say leave, and now it's saying stop recording. So I don't know. Is it the app? Is it programmed to say creepy things? I mean, I don't know. It could be, could not be. The basic idea is that ghosts can manipulate these sort of things, so take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, we're just basically going over all the different graves here. I might skip around because this was a very long part of the tour. Also, very cold. Still just following our tour guide through this dark cemetery. I believe our tour guide's name was Charlie. He seems like a good guy, and he's been doing this for a long time. A lot of the things that he was saying, it's like, oh, like, look at this cap all go off, and it, like, wasn't. So, I don't know. You know, it is just, you know, like a tour, you know, they gotta hype it up a little bit. But yeah, we weren't really getting much of anything. It was quiet. It was pretty chill, actually. But yeah, he was dropping cat balls on the graves and whatnot. Okay, so here Charlie is asking the spirits to pull out the flag. He said most nights he can get them to stretch the flag out. As you can see, there's like really not much wind at this point, so the flag's like really just dropped. But yeah, he's out there and he's asking, and he asked for a while, but I did not see that thing move at all. Okay, so beyond this fence is apparently there is an entrance to the cave. We're just checking out a grave here. But I did want to mention that because I feel like I never really touched on the whole history of Tonopah. Basically, old mining town, which is basically most of the West. But it was, a booming mining town at one point. There was a mine fire, and that's the one that Big Bill pulled a bunch of people out of before losing his life. So there was that to note as part of the reason, that they think it's so haunted. But besides that, the cemetery is right next to the hotel. And he did mention quite a few times that there was, a wash where like it just flooded out and a bunch of graves and caskets just kind of washed away. Most of it was tried to put back together, but you know how that goes. Typically they just tend to, build buildings over top of possible graves and whatnot. So that could be it's a likely theory of why it is so haunted, because not only is it the Clown Motel, the Tonopah Cemetery, but also the Mizpah Hotel, which is also in town. I did consider getting a room there instead of the Clown Motel. I really could only do one. But, the Clown Motel is just a little more fun, I felt like. So, yeah, just wanted to give you a little bit more. And yeah, the ghost tube's throwing out some more words here, but yeah, nothing too crazy here. Okay, so this is a little interesting. He's going over the history of this person, this grave, and then up pops on Ghost Tube. It says, I remember. Oh yeah, this is Big Bill's grave. So yeah, he's talking about what happened, and it says, I remember, which I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, that seemed pretty correlated to what we were talking about. So that was one of the more interesting ghost tubes that we got. Now we're just back in the main lobby area, where they have all this clown, all sorts of knickknacks. Apparently people can just donate clowns here, and they donated from all over the world. Some of them they say are, possessed and whatnot. This clown's creepy as hell. He's even missing fingers, and they look like human fingers. The guy also did mention to us that some of the scenes from House of a Thousand Corpses were filmed there. There's like this one door where it's like where the peephole is. I don't know if that's fact or fiction, or if he's just making shit up. Someone fact check that. But just something interesting that was said. Okay, so we were in here for a little bit, basically just checking everything out. Charlie, the tour guide, was pointing out some of the more notorious clowns here, the ones that he claims move around, and, I don't know. So he claims. Yeah. I mean, most of them are creepy. I don't know how anybody has a clown in their home, or wants clown, or likes clowns. They're just freaking creepy. These two apparently had survived a house fire where everything was destroyed except those two clowns, And I don't know, they're claimed to have spirits in them, and they were donated, and now they're in a box because they apparently like to move around. So now they're housed in this box. And there's the nice little note that was sent when they were donated. Yeah, super cute, right? Not. Yeah. Now, the lady that I'm with, she is holding, trying to remember her name. I think it's Polly. Hopefully I'm not wrong. But it's supposedly a possessed doll. And I'm not showing anybody's faces because I don't actually know these people, you know? But, yeah. So she's holding, I'm pretty sure her name is Polly. And then they're asking me if I want to hold her. And I debated for a long time. And guess what? I freaking held her. I know I'm looking at her like, you know, she's a sweet little thing. But look at that face.
Hiding.
Hiding. Hiding where? Argos. So I have 80 miles of driving or more, but it's literally just one-way highway. Not one-way, but I don't know. I just woke up. We just left the clown motel. I actually got sleep. Like, I was worried that like I would just be up all night. I was up late. I was kind of wired a little bit after the ghost tour. There's two other ladies on there, a mother and daughter. The mother wanted like nothing to do with any of this, but the daughter was like, and they're from Alaska, but she was like all about it, and she's like, I love like all of this, and I was like, me too. I'm like huge spooky, anything spooky fan. Telling her about all the things I've done so far, and she's telling me about her trips, and so it was really cool. Even after the tour, I was like, I'm going back to the graveyard. I want to get to use my voice recorder and all that. So she came with me, and so we were there for a little bit. It was really cold. And then I did do some stuff in the room, although the ghost tube app that I was using, it kept glitching. And then when I went back to review all of my footage, not only from GhostTube, but my phone itself, and everything, all my audio's whack. Like, it's literally non-existent. I was using like a microphone that just plugs into my phone, and I tried to make sure that it was like exposed, you know, my hair wasn't in the way, but even then, if like my hair was covering it, you would hear like ruffling, right? There's no noise, so I don't know. We're just on our way to a camp. I think we're gonna stay probably like 2 days just to rest up, and just kind of figure out the rest of my trip here, because I don't have anything else planned past Virginia City. I really desperately need to do laundry, but there's just nothing until probably Virginia City, and so we're hoping to stay somewhere in between there. There's like a nice lake up here. But anyway, yeah, so that really pissed me off. The audio obviously is super important. Not that much happened, really. I just got some words from GhostTube. I still need to review all of the recordings from my electronic voice recorder. If I get anything, I will put it here in the video. But if I don't, then equipment eventually, some actual cameras rather than using my phone because shit like this happens. But yeah, it was a cool, since I haven't done too much of it, and I was so traumatized as a kid that I wasn't sure how I would really handle it, even though it was like incredibly interesting. I haven't had to be in a place like that, but I mean, I was pretty calm and chill, and I didn't, I really wasn't worried, I really wasn't scared or anything. I did notice that, like, as soon as I got in there, I started having headaches, and when I talked to my brother, he was like, oh, it's because you're drinking a Monster. Like, I drink a Monster so I can stay up later, but I normally overdo it with the caffeine. I mean, if you know me, I'm overdoing it. So, and I don't get headaches. They're not like a normal thing for me. Usually the only time I get them is like I'm hungover, and I'm not. I haven't drank in, well, I mean, a couple days, but still, I didn't drink while I was in Tonopah. So, yeah, I had a bad headache like the whole time, and ibuprofen didn't help. But yeah, I actually slept last night. Did I leave a little light on? Yeah. And I had to do white noise. I had to do white noise for Argos. Otherwise, he'll hear a little noise and he will bark. I mean, that's about the gist of it. Honestly, it wasn't that scary. I think people just kind of make things worse than they are. Also, like our tour guide was saying, he said some people, they come in and they really just taunt the spirits because they want the reactions. They're obviously like making videos and they just want to have something crazy happen, which I get, but like, I don't know, when I come into these places, like, my worst fear is like having an attachment of some sort, especially something negative. So I usually come in and I say, I'm only here to make friends. I am only here to be positive, and I need no harm and no disrespect and all that jazz. So yeah. But other than that, I mean, I slept pretty good. Maybe I was just tired, but I did wake up here and there. There was a clinking coming from the bathroom, but it was obviously a pipe. It would go off every so often. And the building itself is old. It's creaky. It's not in the best condition. So yeah, and then I was more near the road, and I could hear a lot of the traffic. So I know there's just like a lot of background noise. That's a little bit frustrating, but what are you gonna do?